And of course, she's going to do whatever she says. That's her savior.
Welcome to Dial In for Movies. We're a film and TV podcast based in Toronto. My name is Olivia, and this is my co-host Kadija. Such a pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you. Pleasure to talk to you guys. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well, congratulations on season 2 of Gen V. When this show came out, I oddly felt seen by these characters, and it clearly connected with a huge audience. What themes in Gen V do you think resonate most with viewers, especially younger
I think
audiences?
that the cool thing about this show is even though there's so many uh, out out of this world, there's so many out of this world things that happen in it. It all is rooted in something that I think so many people can relate to. Each character is going through something that is something that people can connect to. For example, with my character, she did not feel she was not protected and loved the way that she should have been when she was growing up. Her parents locked her away in her room, and she was isolated for many years of her life. And I think that when you have um, that sort of void, that longing for a parent's love and acceptance, it just manifests in really interesting different ways. And I think the ways that it shows up are so different and specific depending on the situation, but the root of it is something that I think so many people can connect to. And also just the idea of people, young people going through things and existing in the same space together. People are going to butt heads and not really know why, and it's because of this thing they haven't looked at that's deep inside and getting triggered by whatever. And I think that, I just think that there are so many things that the audience is going to be able to connect to with all of the characters in so many different ways. It's hard to sort of like pinpoint, just a few of them. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I know you're originally from Vancouver, but Gen V films here in Toronto. What was it like working in a new city? And like, did you notice any big differences between the vibe of the set in Vancouver versus Toronto, or just general vibes?
Yeah, I'd never been to Toronto before, and I one of my very best friends that I went to met her in kindergarten. She lives here. And so that was a nice sort of like ease into a city that I grew up in Vancouver, but also Perth in Australia. So like, not huge cities. And I was always overwhelmed at the idea of going to New York, and I was like, oh, maybe Toronto will be like a nice stepping stone to something like that, because it is so much more alive than Vancouver in a way. Vancouver's quite sleepy, and it's really peaceful and beautiful in that way. But the stuff's open late here, and like there's fun stuff to do sort of everywhere. I'm keep looking here because there's like a gorgeous window, and I'm seeing so much of Toronto out here right now. But I really, really enjoy filming here, especially we film in like the really beautiful part of the year, and it's like spring into summer, and yeah, it's gorgeous. I love walking around. I love walking around Trinity Bellwoods and Ossington, and I love Jimmy's. I
Love
love
it.
it here. It's great.
One of my favorite parts of season 1 was the dynamic between Emma, Andre, Jordan Marie. And the season 2 trailer, it looks like Kate might want back in with the group. Do you think there's a version of this team that could actually work together again, or are they too fractured to come back from everything that happened?
I think that um I think, I'm not going to give away anything, obviously, but I do think that everybody, people behave based on like the perspectives that they have. And I think that, if you really care about someone, you're going to allow for them to change their minds, realize things, because we're all human. We all, come to different perspectives for different reasons. And sometimes we need a wake up call. Sometimes we need to experience what the other person is going through in order to empathize and then be like, okay, I get why you did that now, and it might take people a while to get there. So I definitely think that there's always a world where people can come come back into a friendship after big differences because at the end of the day, I think we all just want to be loved and also love as well. And I think that's also something that all the characters share is like they all really do have big hearts and nothing's coming from a bad place. Everyone's just trying to be loved and also like love each other, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cate herself is such a layered and complex character in Gen V. What is one thing you think fans might not fully realize or appreciate about her, like beneath the surface?
I think people forget she was locked up. I think people forget that, like, she, really had a very traumatic time growing up, feels so much guilt for the fact that she sent her brother into the woods to be, lost forever by accident. And what's so, interesting is that when you're a kid and you're developing, your sense of self is so based on whatever's going on there, like we can be grown adults and still get triggered by things because of stuff that happened to us when we were kids. And so I think that Kate gets like I think she gets a yeah, I feel like people forget everything that she's been through. And because to me it makes so much sense the way the fact that she gets manipulated by Dean Shetty in the first season. It's like she wanted a mom to love her. Like this woman came and took her, saved her from the confines of her room where she was being trapped and was like, "You're actually not a freak. You're special. You're loved, and let me free you." And of course, she's going to do whatever she says. That's her savior. And so I think people sometimes tend to overlook that. I'm obviously very defensive of my character, and I'm like, you
As you
know,
should be. Yeah.
yeah, but I also don't. I'm not, I don't ever like take it personally if people are hating on Kate. I'm like, I also get it, and it's yeah, but I'm like, come on now.
They just can't handle
She's got
complex female
gotta rest.
characters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be remiss not to mention overcompensating when chatting with you. You were in the pilot, sharing a scene with Holmes and Wally Barham. What was that experience like? And now that season two is confirmed, can fans hope to see Gigi again?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny because I had such a tiny little part on that show and was so grateful to get to be a part of that show. Like I really was hardly there, but I have been so excited. I was so excited about it coming out, and I'm so happy for them that it got renewed. Benny is such an angel of a human and so brilliant. And one of my really good friends, Adam DeMarco, is on the show as well. And so I'm so happy for everybody involved. And I've got no clue as to what's going to happen with my little character, but what was funny was that it actually was filming in the same lot as Gen V. So I just sort of strolled over the parking lot to the other set and going from a very intense scene in Gen V to going and playing like a drunk, ditzy Gigi was like really nice for me. It was like kind of, yeah, a nice break on the nervous system. And lots of giggles. There's a scene where I wake up in a bed with Adam and Mary Beth, and I do feel like if you zoom in, you can kind of see us all trying not to laugh and maybe breaking a tiny little bit because it was hard to get the lines out. We were all giggling so much, and it was like the first time I'd met Mary Beth too, and so sort of like being behind her, like kind of naked, and just being like, you know, it was just so silly and fun and funny, and yeah, I feel really grateful to be part of that. It was a really sweet experience.
Love that. And finally, since our podcast is called Dial in for Movies, we have a fun little segment we call Movie Speed Dial, where we'll give you a category and you give us the first movie that comes to mind.
Okay.
So, a movie you dial up that when you need a good laugh.
When I need a good laugh, when I need a good laugh, this is the end.
Love.
Seth
Good one.
Rogen,
Yeah.
Plug the Boss, but also it's just like really so funny. I freaking love that movie. Also, like We're the Millers always makes me laugh. Like it's
That's
so
a good one.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
A movie you dial up that's lesser known, but a personal favorite.
Tuck Everlasting is one of my favorites that made a huge mark on me when I was younger. Disco Pigs is a really great one. Cillian Murphy's first movie.
Nice. Okay.
It's sort of like this. It seems like I don't know. It looks like super ultra low budget indie, and it was a play at first, and it's just like one of those like haunting, beautiful, kind of like a little disturbing, but also very relatable. I really love it.
Love
Yeah.
that. A movie you dial up that was released in the last year or two.
Just one that I really like.
Yeah,
Um, in the last year or two, I did see the Mario movie 3 times in theaters,
obsessed.
which is maybe not the best answer. Let's see. Um, um, in the last couple years, uh, uh, they're all leaving my head. Let's just go with Mario, shall we? It
I
was a fun
I
time,
love the Mario movie.
and I think I was filming Gen V too, so it's just like, let's go be silly, you know. 3 times in theater is kind of crazy though.
No, that's valid. We don't
Okay,
judge
thank
here. We
you.
don't judge.
Okay, love that. Thank you.
A movie you dial up that is a go-to film from your favorite director.
Ooh, I really love Big Fish by Tim Burton. Yeah, I love that movie so very much. I love him as a director, even though I did forget his name for 10,000 seconds. And yeah, yeah, I would say that one.
Love it. And then finally, a movie you dial up that features a superhero.
Ooh, the new Superman was awesome.
Loved it.
Yes.
Superman made me so happy. I saw it twice. Yeah. I mean, he's perfect.
The perfect
I mean,
He
Superman.
he's
was
just,
like, yeah, made in a lab to play Superman.
yeah, absolutely. Written by a woman, etc., etc.
Yeah, exactly. All the
Yeah.
things. All right,
Amazing.
perfect. It was so nice talking to you, Maddie.
So nice talking to you guys. Thank you so much.